Is this real gameplay or just an animation? Erase features some fluid combat, so fluid to a point where some people don't even think this is real gameplay. So let me bend your ear for a second. I'm gonna need you to turn your phone horizontally so I can break it down inside Unity. If I press the attack button once, I'll throw a jab, then back to my stance. 1, 2 times, back to my stance. 1, 2, 3 times, back to my stance. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, back to my stance. Now, typically, this is how most combination systems work in most video games. But let's slow it down. If you take a look to the right, you'll see these green circles around the limbs of my character. These are called colliders. These represent the hit zones for where an attack can land. Now you notice that my character is changing colors from blue to red. These red zones represent the exact frames within the animation for when the attack can land. This is done because I don't want the hit reaction going off when the arm is railed back and not fully extended. And I definitely don't want it going off when the wrong limb collides. Now notice that when my character hits the opponent, a particle effect goes off and a hit reaction animation is played. This is done to give the user feedback to let them know that an attack has landed. These kind of impacts make a user really feel like they're throwing hands, and it's really important for game development. Now, of course, a player can take damage, but also they can block damage. If a player holds down the block button, they go into a defensive state. Now, if a player attacks while they're blocking, block animation will be played and a different particle effect is played. Now, when a player blocks, they still take damage. The damage is just reduced. The only way to truly take no damage is to completely evade the attack. Now, everything I explained so far is very standard in most video games. Now, let's get into what makes Erase super special. Now, if you notice when the attack lands, they look super impactful. That's because there's an added camera shake on impact. In addition, we have cloth physics and hair physics that add to the wildness. Now, I mentioned before that you can block attacks, but the only way to truly take no damage is to evade. Now, the evade system inside Erase is what makes it special. It's high risk, high reward. For every attack, if you press the block button right before an attack is sent, you can evade the attack completely. This is not just a generic evade animation. For every single attack, there's a different evade animation that is played. Now, every single combination has a special pocket, and this pocket is where you can trigger a counter. If you notice where that frame slows down, if I press the attack button right after evading and doing that knee block, I can trigger a counter animation. And this is where things get spicy, and it's starting to look a little bit more like Erase. But the one last thing to add in is a cinematic camera. So a cinematic camera, this follows the player dynamically. Instead of just in a straight line, it rotates and fidgets around the player that adds to cinematic and wildness. Starting to look a little familiar now, right? I'm going to need you to turn your phone back to a vertical view. So far, everything I explained is as if Erase is just a 2D fighting game, but it's a 3D fighting game in an open world. So I'm going to make a separate video just on that topic. But first, I need you to wish this Erased on Steam and show some love to this video so I can make more videos just like it. That brings me back to the original question.